charting session going. So let's look over the companies we're going to chart today. We are going to do some charting on Apple. Well, live. I'm going to do live. Let's do Apple. Let's do, actually, no, let's do Coinbase. Let's do HIMS. And we will do SMH live. Coinbase, HIMS, and SMH. And then we'll do every other company that we got on the list in the private session for the subscribers. But we'll do SMH, HIMS. And actually, I want to give you one ETF, so we'll do the Qs. So we'll do SMH, HIMS, and the Qs. I like giving people ETF levels. For my ETF lovers out there. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up this QQQ chart. I actually did jump in a Q call already, but that's a scalp play for today. For people looking to enter Qs this week, I'm going to say 530.50 is going to be the entry level I give. Once we close a 30-minute candlestick above this 530.50 level, that's when you want to trigger your entry for. And we're going to look for a take profit at 533.03. $533.03, that's going to be our take profit level. And 537.18. Now, we could go back. I could easily tell you where I got those levels from because my levels don't come from out of nowhere. So I got this entry level to 530. This was a consolidation off the top wicks that we were getting from the weeks of January 21st, January 27th and February 3rd. And it's the top of the body of the candlestick from the December 9th chart. So I set it from the top of that body because we wicked so much around that body. I didn't want to pick any one of these random 3 wicks, so I just picked that body right there. It seemed to be the heavy resistance. And once we get above that body, you see, then we will be able to push back up to 533, and then we could retest the high at 537. I never say the absolute high is what you want to look for. You always want to get out a little bit before, so we're not going to hold to 539, but we'll get out at 537 if we get a push up there, and then we could recalibrate that position and see if we want to, jump back in or wait for a pullback before we jump back in and see if we could run it back again. But that's how I want to play Qs. And we're going to stop out. We're going to have our stop this week be 526.61. So if you're jumping in on these Q calls with those price targets, I would say you want to get a Q call that expires at least 2 weeks out. I know they could be a little expensive when you start going further out, but trust me, it's worth it. Even if you only have to get one contract, get something that expires like 1 to 2 weeks out on the Qs, and look for those price targets I just gave. Now let's look at the put side, because we play it both ways. We play both sides. We don't love these stocks. Let me see, a put entry level. I like a put entry. Yeah, right here at that 524 that I got. We're going to make that the put entry, 524 flat, essentially. So that's going to be our red alert level for the week. And we're going to look to take profit on that. Delete this one right here. We're going to take profit on this put right down here at a weekly wick. So a lot of the times we set levels, you want to look for the end of the wick. Unless it's an all-time high, I like to go a little bit lower than the wick on all-time high, on all-time lows, just so you don't depend on hitting that exact level again. But we're going to take profit at 514.98. That's the crucial level right here. I'm getting this level. If you see right here, we had a wick off that level back in, what was this? That was November of 2024. This is a weekly candlestick. So every one of these candlesticks is representing a full week of trading, which is why these levels are a little bit stronger than your 15-minute, 30-minute levels. So that'll be the take profit on the put. And the second take profit level, oh, I'm sorry, what I said. Yeah. The second take profit level, we will have, let me see, I see one up here actually, one earlier, much earlier. We're going to change this down to, not that thin. What the hell? All right, so 524 is our entry on the put. We're looking at 520.36 as the first target. Now, puts I don't like to stay in for long term, so this will be something of like a weekly contract, maybe 1 week out. Because usually when we hit put levels, if we hit a target of a trigger of a put entry, those put targets hit pretty quickly. Not to say they'll stay down there, but it'll wick down there and it'll give you the target. You just got to take your profit. So with puts, you tend to have to pay a lot more attention to your trade if you're trading puts because it happens really quickly a lot of the times. All right, so we'll say 524 entry for puts, 520.36 take profit. That's from the bottom wick of the January 21st weekly candlestick. All right, and then the next one I'll touch after that is pretty soon, but it is what it is. You don't try to skip over levels to create your own. 519.19 would be the second target on that put. So, as you see, the put will probably be short-lived, but that's good because I like it like that because pullbacks typically are quick and sharp. But if we keep pulling back below those levels, then we'll have more. We have more levels down there for entry, re-entry on puts, if necessary, if need be. Like that.
Apple 234.
Apple at 234 right now. Beautiful, beautiful. That means the Q call should be pushing. Why Q's not above 530.50 yet, man?
Bruh, that's what I'm waiting on.
So I'm just sitting in Q's right now on Microsoft. So until those two start pushing. That's why I was kind of hesitant on getting Microsoft. Microsoft really has been struggling lately, but I was like, you know what? They hit that 410.50 level, they should bounce. We got 20% on the Q calls. Yeah, if we get a push from Microsoft, the Q calls should get up nice to about 35, 34%.
Yeah, they pushing now.
I just need Microsoft to get above 413. But we're going to do Microsoft levels. We're going to give the Microsoft levels to the subscribers only this week because I think we're going to get a nice little move on them.
Man, boss, you still an Apple?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Apple pushing, boy. Apple might touch 236.80 today the way it's moving.
Ooh, don't say that.
Yeah, that's the next level I got up. If it pulls back down, you want to get out at 232.80. That should be your, actually no, your stop should be 233.50. So make your stop 233.50. If we start closing back below there, you want to get out, and then your next target 236.81. So the trailing stop, how I would do the trailing stop, especially when you're in something that's running like this, go to like the 15-minute candlestick and look like a candlestick or two back and see what the high of that candlestick was. That should be your stop. So the high of that candlestick 2 candlesticks ago was that 233.50 area. You see?
Okay.
So that's how you want to rock your trailing stop. So if we end up pulling back below that level, then you know that's time to get out. Let me take my profit, whatever it is right here, and get up out of there. So if this next candlestick close up and we close high, your next trailing stop should be where we at right now, around 234. You should move it up. And your trailing stop has to keep moving up with the price so you can make sure you're locking in the most profits. If you don't have that stops in or those alerts to like signal you to get ready to sell, then you could get hit with a quick pullback and lose all your money right back to the market.
I tell you.
Real quick.
Nigga up 170% right now. What?
Hey, 170. That's what I like to hear.
Need hams to break out.
I'm I'm just looking for Nvidia to break out, and I'm sorry, Microsoft, the Qs, and I'm watching Ion Q. Ion Q, you guys know I'm in those long calls on them, but those expire this week, so I need a nice push from Ion Q, the quantum computing company, back above $43. So they almost did it this morning. If they get it today, if we get above 43 today, I'll probably take profit tomorrow morning or before close today. Because I want to see if we touch 45 for real. I really want to see us touch $45. But let's see. I'm watching. The alerts is in. Alright, so we did the Q levels. Oh, the Q. What's the stop loss on the Q puts? In the Q puts, the stop loss on the Q puts, I'll have y'all stop out if we get back above. If we get back above right here, 525.90 will be the stop out for the put. So you get in at 524. If it pushes pretty much to 526, 525.90, get up out of there.
What you talking about?
Triple Q levels.
QQQ puts? Invesco?
Yeah, QQQ put levels. I'm giving price levels for the week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boy, that nigga scared me, boy. Nigga said puts.
You're like,
Yeah, right? Yeah, no, I'm in a live session right now because we live on YouTube, so I'm giving them the price levels. I told them we would do Qs, HIMs, and the SMH I was looking at doing as well.
Okay.
So right now, let's pull up HIMs. Let me get my HIMs levels going. Let me see. I got a.
505. About to get up out these cons.
What's the Qs at? What's the Qs? Qs didn't hit my 530 level today. Hold on.
Hello?
30. Can I get there? Hold on.
Nah, 530.50. I'm waiting for that alert to come in on the Qs, then I'll get out. But HIMs, let me see. HIMs, a call entry on HIMs. If you're not in it already, if you want to wait for a pullback, I would say 2 potential entry areas for you. Let me close this chart up some more. It wasn't ever this high before.
All right. High, boy.
So.
Damn, boy, Hims took off, boy. Sheesh.
Who?
I got 2 call entry levels. You decide which one you want to take on HIMs. I'm going to put on the chart the one that I would take. I'm looking at 38.12 as a call entry level. I'm looking for 38.12 as a call entry. And off of that call entry, I will have a take profit target right around I will have a take profit at 41.13. And a 45.33 will be the 2 levels, or 45.30. Let's put 45.30. And we will stop out of that call if we pull back below. Let me look at, I need some daily levels for this stop. Did it really just gap up in one day like that? That's a crazy push-up that it had. But that means the stop got to be short on the calls. So if I got in a call at 38.12, the stop out level that I'm seeing is really 37.30, believe it or not. It is what it is. It's a short gap, but we'll put 37. I'm gonna put $37 as a stop, 37 flat.
Yeah, it's tight, but I see the range down there.
And then put entry. And if you want to take the second call entry would be right around the $41.40 level. That would be early call entry. Then you could take profit at $45 off of that. But I wouldn't try to get in that call right now where it's at. I would wait for a pullback. And
you said 41 what?
41.40.
That could be a potential call entry.
Yeah, early call entry.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, puts 34.91 is a put level I had. 34.91. We're going to put that as a put entry. Because if we break below there, it was consolidating there. If you look back on the weekly from November 27th, it touched that level. Then it touched it again December 5th. And then December 9th that week. Oh, those are days I'm looking at. I'm on a daily chart. So let me go back to my weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, it touched it. It capped out on there 3 weeks in a row. It topped out before we had a pullback. So if we break down below 34.90 again, I think we can have a nice little pullback. I would take profit pretty quick though, as usual with the puts. Take profit quickly. And then we have 33.14 as that level on HIMS. And then I will be out of those puts by 31.85.
Spot 605.11.
With Q's 5:30. Nah, I didn't get my alert yet, man. Tim, don't give me hype, man. I gotta hit it. Bing.
Yeah. It's funny because SPY was a little behind, but now I think SPY didn't caught up the Q's.
Yeah, the Q's ain't doing what it's supposed to, man. I'm still at 45%. Hurry up, man.
Well, Q's is probably waiting on NVIDIA. That's probably why.
And HIMS, for HIMS, if you jump in HIMS, I'm not gonna lie, I would look for some weekly contracts. So a contract that expires at least a month to 4 months out from now. None of those 1 week expirations, man. Stop it. Get some contract expire further out. Cut it out. Look for a month or two out. 30 day, 60-day contracts pay very well. Trust and believe. So HIMS is a weekly. Why did I put daily there? Weekly. And last but not least, let's knock out the S to the N to the H. S to the N to the H. I got a lot of levels on them already. But let's digest these and see which ones we're going to signal
they're
off.
Breaking out too, boy, on the weekly.
Getting ready to cross to the green. That's why I said I want to get it while it's hot. We're getting near in the call entry level.
On the daily. They got to cover that gap. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, this might be a nice call for the month, boy.
Yes, sir. Chips are on back on the rally, believe it or not. I see it happening. All right, 251.30 will be a call entry, so it's not too far away. No shit.
251.30.
Yeah, 251.30. That's gonna be the call entry. And remember, I'm looking to take these out. These are gonna be monthly contracts for me, so I'm looking for something that expires more than 4 months away. So 4 months or better. I'm looking far out. I'm really looking for a 6 month contract, but I'm gonna see what the premiums look like. But so the call entry 251.30, and we will say that our first target, because we're taking far out contracts like that, we want to look for this little consolidation zone to see if we touch the top of that. I would say our first take profit level is going to be 258.48. Pretty much 258.50. And then we're going to look, and we're going to really have to consider what to do at around 262, because that's a real strong resistance up there. So I'm going to make that the second target level, and we'll reconsider up there if we want to hold, or we're going to just take our profit and get out of there. So SMH, and then the stop out, because it's going to be a long out contract, the stop could be a little extended down, give us some room for error. And I see a heavy support. I see heavy support right down around this 242 level, but let's move it up a little bit. Let's move it to the top of that count. So we'll stop out if we start getting back below that 244 level. 244 will be the stop. 244.40. And the put entry, if we're going to end up in some SMH puts, if we do have that heavy reversal, 237 is the put entry level. Looking at 237.50. That's my put entry. I would play these more like weeklies, like more like weeklies. So I would get something that expires in like a month. If the SMH starts to show that it's breaking down below 237. Something that expires within the month, 3 weeks to 4 weeks. And we're going to say the target on that put. The first target we will say is at, oh shit, I think we just putting a 2 up on the weekly on SMH. Oh shit. The candlestick just turned green. Right before my eyes.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, about to get ready for that entry, man. I want to see an hourly close above 251.30 before we jump in, though. So we got 237.50 is the put entry. And then we will go ahead and take profit at 234. 234.32. And then 231.11 will be to take profit. And you'll get stopped out of that put if we push back above. We'll get stopped out of that put if we push back above 240. That'll be the stop out. 240.45.
I had a Fibonacci level up here. It was at this level on January 31st and went all the way back down to 239.40.
Who did? SMH?
Yeah, a double top right at this level, and then we rejected all the way back down to 239.40.
Right here, right? Yeah, that's what I said. If we don't close above 251.30, I ain't touching it. It can get real tricky right here. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
You take your profit on Apple yet, boy?
Not yet.
Let me look at Apple. Let's see what Apple's doing right now. Let's see. Apple, okay. Still holding for you. 233.50. Don't let it drop below there on you. Secure the bag. Don't let it.
Get the bag, man.
Yeah, if a 30-minute close below that level, you gotta go.
Facts.
And here go the Qs, putting in this high top wick as it gets close to 530 again. I don't like that. I might take my 10% and run. And that means Microsoft is definitely gonna be acting funny.
Yeah, it's already started, boy.
We're not even at 415. I even closed probably. Nope.
Hell no. Back to 411.
At 412.15, it can't even get above that 412.15 level. It's like it's
gonna be a crucial level, boy.
Yeah, it just put in a 2 down on the 30 now. I don't like that.
Yeah, what the hell?
On the hourly, it's still an inside 1 bar though. So let's look and see how the hourly closed for Microsoft.
Yeah.
Let's see if we could push above 412, 412.15 again.
Go off that candle.
But the hourly looks good on Microsoft momentum wise. So, Microsoft does this weird shit. It moves how it wants to. Let me look at Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin looking suspect on the 4 hour. It looks like it's trying to catch itself on the hourly and the 30. So we may get a little push out of Bitcoin soon. So we'll do these Coinbase levels next. But that is going to be in the private session, y'all. So we are going to get off of the live on YouTube. We did some straight to the point, precise levels for you today. Hope you took some notes and set your alerts on the call entry and put entry levels given today. We're going to go ahead and chart out the rest of the companies for the week. If you want to be part of these sessions live with us, then join the Discord. I will put a link in the YouTube description section. And you can also visit CULTURESHOCKINVESTMENTS.com, and you will see the link on that website as well. Join the community. It's the only way to get all the levels and all the insight that I give out. And for the amount of money you can make from this insight, the subscription is little to nothing. You'll make that back. You'll make a year worth of subscription in about a month's time. So let's go ahead, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter watching, make sure you follow us and share the video so your friends can get these price levels as well.